Breaking news, a titan of the century has died. Nelson Mandela, the man who taught the modern world you can transform anger into hope. He was 95, and it's not that his death was a surprise, but his life continues to astonish us as a masterclass in living the possibility of a better world. He spent 27 years in prison for his belief in freedom and equality and emerged with a message of generosity toward his oppressors. And we have reaction from around the world tonight. But first, Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts, who has traveled to South Africa several times, takes a look back at his extraordinary life, his unconquerable spirit.
Nelson Mandela, a leader who inspired a nation to hope.
That we shall build a society in which all South Africans, both black and white, will be able to walk tall.
Forgive.
A rainbow nation at peace with itself and the world.
And believe in a better future. His tribal name, given at birth, means troublemaker. But on the first day of school, his teacher gave him a new name.
You must have a Christian name. So I say, no, I don't have one. She says, from today, you're going to be Nelson.
He was a boxer who became a lawyer and a leading voice in the African National Congress, the ANC, struggling to end the inequality of apartheid. White ruled South Africa's viciously enforced policy of racial segregation. But in 1960, after police shot and killed 69 protesters, the ANC, which had always been nonviolent, created a military wing under Mandela's command.
There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and nonviolence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks.
The regime, determined to maintain white rule, saw the inspiring young revolutionary as a threat.
Our struggle is a truly national one. It is a struggle for the right to live.
Mandela was imprisoned in 1962 and 2 years later sentenced to life in prison, accused of working to overthrow the government. In court, on trial for his life, he said this:
I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. It is an ideal for which I hope to live for and to see realized. But my Lord, if it needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
4 miles off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa, on Robben Island, Mandela spent most of 27 years cut off from the world, but not forgotten.
To spend 27 years at the prime of your life is a tragedy. And I regret, those years that I have wasted in prison.
Mr. Nelson Mandela will be released at the Victor Verster prison.
There's Mr. Mandela, Mr. Nelson Mandela, a free man taking his first steps into a new South Africa.
Released at the age of 72 in 1990, he remained ever vigilant that his country and its freedoms rested in the hands of the people.
I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant.
And for the people of South Africa, Mandela's release ushered in a new era of hope and the end of apartheid.
Today, the majority of South Africans, black and white, recognize that apartheid has no future.
In 1994, South Africans cast their ballots in the first democratic election.
In Soweto this morning, applause for the first black voter in the township's history.
Mandela became the country's president, the first elected by all its people.
We are all South Africans. We have had a good fight, but now this is the time to heal the old wounds and to build a new South Africa.
After ruling for 5 years, Nelson Mandela passed the torch to the next generation and became an elder statesman to the world, a fighter, a visionary, the voice of his people, and a moral compass for us all.
A moral compass, and Robin Roberts joins us now. Again, Robin, you were there so many times. Talk to his family members.
Several times I've been. The first time 10 years ago with my family, and we actually went to Robben Island and stood in Nelson Mandela's cell, and we couldn't fathom what it must have been like to have been in there all those years, and for him to emerge unscathed by bitterness and to stand for reconciliation. And on one of my trips, talking to his second wife, Winnie, in their home in Soweto, and talking with such passion about the early years and the struggle against apartheid, and saying that even then he had a bold vision. And when I spoke to Graça Machel, the woman he married on his 80th birthday, I asked her, what is your husband's legacy going to be? And she said, a visionary leader, and that it is the quality of leadership.
The quality of it. And I remember his saying once that there is nothing more powerful than the phrase, it is not right.
And he wanted to right the wrongs and give each of us the feeling that we could do that too. And that's so powerful.
That's right, in our lives, not just in the political world.
Right.
Thanks so much, Robin, and it's great that you are here with us tonight. And we do want to go to South Africa right now, where not long ago, President Zuma, the president of the country, with a simple sentence, broke the news to his countrymen.
Our nation has lost its greatest son.